but certainly not least, it's my homies, the sages. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing, my friend? So, you're wrapping us up. And rightfully so. Two things I have to tell you. First, it takes everything in me to not call y'all the sassy sage, because I don't know. It's like sassy, sage, they don't go together, but they do, you know? I don't think y'all would appreciate that, but whatever. It's what I call y'all in my head. But anyway, so the other thing is I need you to not judge me. I mean, you can't judge me because it didn't come from me, okay? The only person you could judge is spirit, and that's just a conundrum within itself. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. So I tuned to you guys' energy, and what spirit showed me, I was like, dog, I know what it means, but why? You know what I'm saying? But anyway. So the vision that I got, I can't say of y'all because I don't know who y'all are, but it was like a person peeing. I'm so sorry. It's not my fault. It's just what I saw. It was a person peeing. But I know what that means. Like, a person peeing, that means like purging, like eliminating. So the perk about this is you guys are purging, you know, getting rid of negative emotions and ideas about things and stuff, you know. I don't know why I had to see it like that. I mean, Spirit, you could have just said it. You could have just said they're purging, but it's like, no. Watch this person pee, you know? Anyway. But other than that, the thing I heard after that, after I saw, I guess, the energy of whoever you are peeing, awkward, right? I heard vice grip. I was like, those don't go together. It wasn't supposed to. But the whole thing is, it's a lot of things that are occurring with you guys simultaneously, but it's like they're all working together, and I can use a music term to create like a crescendo, which would be like the highest point. You know what I mean? So all of these things are kind of working together to add to this climactic point, right? The other element of this vice grip, it's things that you guys are holding on to. So granted, you are purging, right? And I think the things that you're purging, how I would see them, it's like, it's surface level stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, and this is just I mean, it's probably not the best example in America, but it's kind of just like, you know, if a person is like, oh, you know, you curse too much, you know, the type of person you are, you shouldn't be cursing. And you're like, oh yeah, that's not who I want to be. So you make a vow to yourself to not use curse words anymore, right? But the key is the curse words are a symptom of something deeper going on. It's not the problem. The problem isn't that you curse. It's the why behind you cursing, right? So it's the purging that I see you guys doing. What you're peeing is like, I'm going to stop cursing, you know? I'm going to stop eating sugar, you know? I'm going to go vegan. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to meditate 3 times a day. I'm going to drink tea. I'm going to burn sage. I'm going to light candles. You know what I'm saying? It's really superficial stuff. But whatever it is that's being done and what is being supplemented, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that that's bad. But the thing that I'm saying is that there's something deeper. We're not asking the why things are being done. That's the thing that's being held to like a vice grip, right? And for a lot of you, it's subconscious and you're not aware that it's there. And the thing that I'm talking about is this is within the realm of like subconscious, like program running underneath it all, like, you know, core beliefs and societal conditionings, cultural conditionings, past trauma, wounds, things that have distorted you. And then for those who, you know, haven't awakened yet, it's literally the fact that, like, the thought that you are you. That's how I could say that, I guess. Not knowing who you really are and not just talking about identity. It's like, and I don't feel that that's necessary because I feel like if you watch my channel, I don't think you could literally still think that you are who you are. But I mean, it's possible. You know what I'm saying? But it's still being under that false perception that you are your experience, you are your history, and that's it. Or even like not believing that there's anything after 3D, that like what you see is what you get. Like we're born here and we die, and when you die, you're just dead. There is no heaven, there is no hell, there is no reincarnation. It's nothing. You're just dead. But I feel all of those things are going to be changed, whichever category you feel you fall into. There's going to be an epic shift in that. And then for some of you who are dragging your feet, putting things off as if tomorrow is promised to you, there's going to be an awakening with that as well. Because I feel that too. It's like it's people who think, and it reminds me ironically of a conversation I had with my son. And he told me, he said, I don't know, it was something we watched on TV. It was a mom who had passed away. And he's like, oh, I'm so glad I don't have to worry about that. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't ever have to worry about you dying. And I was like, okay. The way that my mind works, I was like, is he having an intuitive hit right now? Like, is he, I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, because he's like, you have a purpose, Mom, so you can't die, because you have to do, what God's leading you to do, so you can't die. And I was like, okay, the lie detector test determined that was a lie. Right? So I had to have this whole conversation with him. I was like, son, I said, just because a person finds their purpose or is in tune with their purpose or even walking it out, I said, that doesn't guarantee me to live until I'm 100 and something. You know what I'm saying? It's not a guarantee. It's like, in the bigger scheme of things, we can calculate with missions and things. But sometimes for different figures throughout history, the work that they did while they were alive was grand, great, changed lives, impacted people. But the true impact was in their death, So it's like we're not guaranteed tomorrow, gifted or not, right? That was a sobering reality for my kid, you know what I'm saying? But I'm honest with my kid, you know what I'm saying? So the thing that I told him, like the wrap up about it, is to appreciate every day, because tomorrow isn't promised. We're not guaranteed. And I'm like, there's lots of kids, like these kids here, who lost their mom. You know what I'm saying? It's not a promise that I'm always going to be here. But I say that to say to you guys, it's that same theme with you all. It could be a feeling of knowing that you have a mission or you have a vision or doing something revolutionary or having done something revolutionary and feeling as if that bargains more time, and it doesn't. You know what I mean? So it's almost like an epiphany that's going to come for some of you of just how short life really is. You know what I mean? And that's something I think all of humanity is guilty of. It's not just you guys. It's just all of us. We have this sense of entitlement that we fall into in times, as if, we feel tomorrow is actually a sure thing. And for a lot of people, it's just not. You know what I mean? And if we were to live each day like our last, we would make the fullness of a day. We wouldn't put things off until tomorrow. We wouldn't say, oh, I'm going to call my parents next week, or, oh, I'm going to tell my kid I love them tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Because tomorrow may not come, right? So I feel it's a lot of different things that are going to happen for you guys. And I feel a lot of different energies. So I know it's a lot of different groups within the group. You know what I mean? But overall, the main thing I can say, it's a purge that's happening. There's a holding on to things that are no longer serving you. And then another thing, I don't know what is going on with the visions with y'all. I have no idea. But the other thing that came up was like bodies coming to the surface. That better not be literal for none of y'all, first of all, okay? But it's like, if you think about a body, why? This is Scorpio, I know it. That's what it is. If you think about that is exactly what it is. I love you, opposite sign. You're amazing, I mean, I vibe with the morbidity. It's just morbidity, not morbidity, but it's just really weird for me right now. Anyway, bodies coming to the surface is what I'm saying. Because, you think about, you kill someone, don't kill anyone, please God. I'm saying this illustratively. and you put the body, like, hopefully YouTube doesn't play this video, you put it in like a river or something and you weigh it down and it's like, then the body comes up. Like, that's like what I was seeing, stuff coming up, you know what I'm saying? But the bodies are like skeletons in your closet, you know what I'm saying? And that's like those same thing with the false core beliefs and things of the sort. So it's like you guys are taking initiative, and that's the thing that I can give you kudos for. Y'all are taking initiative to purge or pee the first layer of things, so the things that you're consciously aware of, and where spirit is kind of coming in to like do a complete overhaul. It's like, thank you for cleaning up the, baseboards and things. Now we're about to overhaul this, daddy. That's like the body's coming up, and that's like the epiphanies being, making the connection between, like, if we go back to the person with the cursing, it's like you curse, you know what I'm saying? Your purging is you not cursing, and then spirit comes up with the body of like, so this is why you curse. You know what I'm saying? And then it being the whole connection. Some of you is going to be flashbacks where it's certain things you do or certain fears you have or like certain aversions you have to certain types of people. And it's going to be like a flashback of that time that this particular thing happened in the 3rd grade and how that made you decide that you would never, ever do X, Y, Z again. It's going to be a lot of stuff like that. But the whole purpose of it is to prepare you guys for this overall, like transformation that you guys are going through. So it's like a death of the old you and the rebirth of a new you. So the key is not holding on to the old you or people, circumstances, situations, or what you thought. Because, I don't know, right now it feels like a lot of you are settling for less. There's a lot of bondage, a lot of limitations, and the perspective change needs to come in relation to that so you can see what you're clinging to for what it really is. Because it's like you're worth greater than what you're settling for. You know what I'm saying? But I feel by the end of July, that's going to become very clear to you all. Well, all right. Overall energy, we have the world. Integration of oneself. Coming full circle. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like as you guys grounding and rooting yourself in your truth, it's going to be an epic epiphany. You know what I'm saying? I could be real extra with it, but it's, it really makes me think of like the video that I have on, it's Jay Versace's video I have on Instagram when he's like, he's like spiritual awakenings be like, and it's like, I don't think I'm you. I don't think I'm this body. And it's like, well, who am I? Who am I? Right? It's like, I feel like it's going to be something for some of you almost as dramatic as that. It's like having this understanding of what you thought life was and realizing that what you thought this was about is something entirely different. You know what I'm saying? It's having that, I call it the esoteric explosion. You know what I'm saying? Another thing is I don't want to say defending yourself, but now is a time where you guys are kind of like in the cocoon phase. So whether it's projects that you're working on or even your own transformations that you're going through, you only want to allow people in your immediate circle that can handle the revolution and evolution of you. So people that you know that may, shit on what you're doing, people who may, just any type of negativity, you kind of want to set boundaries with those people and, only spend this month with people who give food to your soul, so to speak. People who uplift you, people who believe in you, people who will accept you regardless of what decisions you make. You know what I'm saying? So it's more or less drawing a line in the sand to not allow things or people that are not in alignment with this integration and evolution process that you guys are going through in. You know what I'm saying? And even just standing up for your truth too. You know what I mean? Because some of you may already be going through this and, not feeling comfortable with speaking out about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's funny. And then for others of you, it's like I'm feeling like, because especially if, if this is actually like legit Scorpio people, y'all got to watch clicking out. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't remember who I said that to, but I felt water signs real, real heavy. And it's like, y'all are going to be going through healing sickness. So it's like the first week of July, like with that eclipse and everything, y'all may be getting like body aches and it may be starting already. Like body aches and like feeling like you're coming down with a cold and feeling really tired and just lethargic, you know what I'm saying? So you really want to make taking care of yourself a priority. So don't overextend yourself, especially like in the beginning parts of this month. Don't overextend yourself. Like if you feel like you're doing too much, it's like pump your brakes and, you know, draw the line. Only do that which is in alignment with you, you know? Don't overextend yourself this month. Well, isn't that something? We got 2 sevens right here. And then we got a 3. We have the Chariot card as your challenge. This is such a funny card to have as you guys' emotional challenge this month. It is hilarious, you know? And this reading just got extra esoteric. So, just like with our archetype, the mastermind, you know what I'm saying? Whose path? Number 7. What the Chariot symbolizes is mastering your mind, not in an intellectual sense, but mastering your mind, meaning putting your mind in submission to who is really in charge here. That's the soul. That's who you really are. You know what I'm saying? Your higher self. You know what I'm saying? If we think about it with the Chariot card, it's so funny. If we think about it with the Chariot card, who is it that is in the chariot? It's not a man. It's not a woman either. It's not a person. It's your soul, right? The only way to balance the 2 extremes of your mind, right? The left brain and the right brain, because, you know, if we were to live all the way on, you know, left side, all the way on the right side, we'd still be in balance. That's what the little sphinx are symbolic of. The only person who could put, well, not even person, but entity, energy, all that is, aspect of God, whatever you want to call it. The only thing that could put the mind under submission for you to move in the sense of what moving really means, to move forward, to go in a straight line as opposed to the consistent circle that we're always living, right? To break the cycle, one would need to allow the ascension of their soul to its proper place, that of which is the throne, driving your mind, right? Allowing the mind to not be the master, which has been the false, you know, perception of all of us, all of humanity. That's the great illusion, the big lie. That's what lies behind the veil. The secret's out, people. Is the fact that the soul is the one that's in control. The soul is encased within the heart space. And until we do our inner work and journey within to unlock the door of our heart, to be like, yo, so I realize I'm you and you me. Be like, well, damn. All right. Let's get in this damn chariot and get her getting. Start using the mind as a tool for the mission of the soul. When the soul is in control, when the soul is in the driver's seat, there is no wrong that can be done in one's life, right? That's in essence the whole life path of the sevens. You know, that's what mastermind, that's why I picked that name. That's what mastermind means. It's not about being a raving intellectual. It's about realizing the truth of the soul being the leader of your life. And that all of this evolution and, you know, unfolding and unmasking and diving deeper with this whole spiritual thing is about, this whole lifestyle, everything is coming to the realization of the truth of who you really are, is what all of this is about. Life, everything, right? And that's going to be you guys' emotional challenge. So wherever you are on the ladder, it's like it's getting rid of more things that are not you so that you can unmask the beauty and the truth of you. You know what I mean? So that's what you guys' transformation and purging process is about. So the challenge is going to be seeing yourself as that, right? The challenge is aligning with that. And I feel that's going to happen in a myriad of different ways, as it should, you know, for each person is different. But it's like the bigger picture goal where our world card comes in. That's what the integration is about. It's about the integration of the triune divinity of you, which is mind, body, and spirit. And it's like the three aren't interchangeable. It's just all about changing operation. So ain't nobody getting out the car. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the body, that's the car. You know, ain't nobody getting out the car. We just changing seats. You feel me? I'm just saying. Mine don't drive that well anyway. So anywho, your guidance. We have the Four of Cups. Whew, opportunity beckons. That's no better card to be there right now. Because that's what I feel, dude. I feel like y'all are going to go through a little baby dark night of the soul is what I call it. Not full on, but it's like going through a little bit of darkness. But the thing that it is that the opportunity, and I said this similar with the Sacred Rebels as well. It's like, because the song that came up for them, oh yeah, I forgot about the song that came up for y'all. It's a funny ass song. But the song that came up for them was Turn Around by Whiskey Town. And I was telling them about how your entire life, your soul, the higher self, has been leaving breadcrumbs in your life, your entire life. And we continuously go on this quest of looking without thinking that the world possesses something that we're seeking, and it doesn't. It does not. Everything that you're searching for is not outside of you, right? And it always sounds very philosophical when it's like, oh, you know, it's not outside of you, it's inside of you. Well, if we look at it in a very practical way, it's in your history, right? It's literally making a timeline of your life. And I could say that from a therapeutic standpoint, that's one of the most important stages in the beginning stages of therapy, at least, is making a timeline of your life. So you can actually like see in front of you on a piece of paper what those pivotal points were that altered who you are. You know what I mean? But I feel like you guys are kind of in this liaison phase that's being stuck in between two worlds, but feeling that the two things that you're stuck between are both shit, right? And the key is you just got to turn around, man. You know what I'm saying? Is looking at things from a different perspective. Because I feel like exactly what it is that you guys are pining for, it's coming to you. It's right under your nose. But it's almost as if there's a little bit loss of faith. You know what I'm saying? One being blinded, not seeing things clearly, and allowing your hopes or your beliefs to be swayed by external circumstances. Which is why it's so important to attune to your higher self in the light of the situation. Because it's kind of like being in the darkness. And like, hello, 9, where's your lantern? Like the hermit, you know what I'm saying? So it's like going through this descent into the self, but the purpose of it isn't to discourage you. The purpose of it isn't to take anything from you. It's like there's a higher purpose for this. It's like there's some facets of the self that have been forgotten. There's some bindings that are still binding you that you need to see. Because it's like the vibe I'm picking up on right now, it feels almost as if like this is a punishment. You know what I'm saying? Like misconstruing what's happening as a punishment, or misconstruing the stagnation or the pause or the block as a disappointment, and it isn't. You know what I'm saying? Things happen in divine timing, meaning if you think about the intricacies of the universe and how things come to us, because you know me, I'm practical with stuff. I literally did research on how scientifically every single miracle in the Bible could happen. I'm not joking, okay? It's that real. But if you think about it, if you found $100 on the ground, and let's just be real about this. If your rent was due, you was $100 short, and you found $100 on the ground, and you're like, ooh, Lord, you bless me. Your blessing is somebody else's peril, because somebody had to drop that damn $100. You know what I'm saying? It didn't just materialize out of the ethers, out of nowhere. It's a constant realm of exchange that we're in. So everything that you get comes from somewhere. Or even if you hear a reader say like, you know, a windfall is coming into your life. That's why I would laugh every time that came up during tax time. Because I was like, that's your taxes. That ain't really a windfall. Like talking about it's a lump sum of money, but it's money that you worked for. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it just came out of nowhere. It might have came when you didn't expect it, but it didn't come out of nowhere. There was some energy or effort that was invested in order for you to get a return. So it's like I'm saying all of that to say, don't discount yourself. Keep fighting and don't give up, because it's almost feeling like giving up in spirit. It's like keep fighting. because there's a universal bank. Every time you put energy into something, you have to get a return on your investment, because that's the way that this realm works. It's the law of the harvest. What you sow is what you reap, even if you don't reap it from the party with which you sowed it. You feel what I'm saying? But all in all, it's feeling a little stuck right now, but the guidance is, dude, look behind you. So that's y'all's like slingshot moment. I said Mercury retrograde is like pulling everyone back and giving you an Ebenezer Scrooge look at your life moment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now is the time to look at your timeline and see what breadcrumbs, what lessons have you not seen throughout different experiences that you guys have endured in your life, right? It's like, even in the darkest situation, you have to reattune to your light, because in truth, that is your only way out of this, is to reattune to your light. And you guys have the power to do so. You know what I'm saying? It's remembering why you did what you did in the first place. Like, and I mean that in the sense of like your driving force for whatever it is you guys are afraid to let go of or are fearing losing, you know? Well, hell, goddamn, fool. You gotta trust spirit, you know what I'm saying? And whatnot, oh, whatever. I'm just saying. I said this to another sign as well. The desires of your heart do not exist in and of themselves. They are not there for no reason. There should never ever be a fear if a desire of your heart will come to pass if it's not ego-based. We're not talking about ego desires of the heart and things of the sort, but true desires of your heart, like a desire to have safety, security, stability, you know, abundance, to be happy, like things like that. To have companionship, people in your life that love you and support you. Why on earth would you think that things such as that would be desires of your heart and spirit would deny you that? You feel me? Every single desire that we have in our heart is a testament to the fact that that's something that is ordained to be given to you, because the desire would have no reason to exist other than that. If it wasn't meant for you to have, that is your guiding light, your passions, your desires. The things that wake you up in the morning, the dreams that you have, those are your lights in the dark time. Those are the lights to your path. That's what brings you back to yourself. That's what brings you back to your way. That's what brings you back to your joy, is the things that drove you to step out in the first place. The things that gave you the power to do this once upon a time. I don't know what was trying to come out of my mouth. Mercury retrograde, leave me alone. But anyway, but the thing that made you feel like this once upon a time, you know? So it's more or less coming back to yourself and not allowing situations to sway your anchor. Spirit, your truth, your light, your belief system, that is your anchor. You never allow external ups and downs and ebb and flows of life, because that's always ever changing, to sway you from your anchor. That's all you really have. Other than that, you'll be nothing more than a feather in the wind, or a literal ship without an anchor. And we know how bad that shows up. You know, ghost ships and things of the sort showing up 30-some years later with skeletons in it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's just the stagnation is temporary, but it's just a need to reattune to what you know. Don't fall into bad habits of feeling sorry for yourself or thinking that this isn't going to happen for you, because it is. Your desire is a testament to that. And then I say the disappointment you're feeling is because you've already made it up in your mind that what you were hoping for, what you were working for, isn't going to happen. And I'm telling you, that's just not true. You know what I mean? It's literally like, that's the thing that I feel that first leads us to our paths, is those desires, that wanting for more. That's how we unfold and unmask and things of the sort. Is because our desires, they give us an insight into a greater version of ourselves that we had not fathomed prior to having that dream or that desire. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm throwing the dice of resonance. Got all extra serious on my sages right quick. You know? So if you want to ask a yes or no question, go ahead and do that now. You can pause me if you want. It would be funny if you paused me when I made that face. How creepy would that be? All right. Really, Taurus? Why we just all up in everybody's business? So we have Taurus, we have Pisces, we have co-worker boss, we have rising, and the answer to your question is yes. So co-worker boss, rising, Pisces, Taurus, and yes, is the answer to your question. And now we're going to bring out the dice that you guys are going to name. Y'all already came up with super dope names. So I'm going to put up a poll and we're all going to vote on what we're going to name the new dice. You know what I'm saying? Just take a gander at them and things, you know. You know, they got zodiac signs and planets and numbers on it and stuff. Y'all came up with some dope gangster names. I was like, ooh, that made my soul shake a little bit. Who was one of them? The something bones. I was like, ooh, serious. Like that. I can just call them the Oracle dice, and I feel like that's extra lame. I'm just saying. Really, Taurus? Bruh. Maybe it's because we're the opposites. I don't know. I'm reaching. But then North Node came out again. Interesting. So you guys get to hear about the North Node in Taurus as well, which is super dope. And then we have the number 5 in this piece. Major changes in things. Woo woo. Okay, anyway. Dang, and 5, it's the number of the Hierophant. Y'all, let me find out y'all are Tauruses. Are y'all Tauruses? I don't know. Anyway. So let's see, North Node. You're now learning something new about your destiny, where you're going, what you're developing. This you will carry forward. Your legacy. Dun, dun, dun. And in the extended, I'm being so extra. Stop it, princess. You're doing too much. Okay, anyway. So in the extended, we're going to go into the North Node in Taurus because there's a lot of really dope themes in that. So it doesn't have to be with your North Node actually legit being in Taurus. It's just what the lesson of North Nodes and Taurus is applicable and will be of great help to you guys. And it's also going to explain why it is your life has been so goddamn hard. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. All right. And then your meditative archetype for the month is, of course, the Hierophant. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go into that in the extended as well. And because that's going to be your meditative point, and there's like questions of reflection that go with it. And, you know, it's perfect for Mercury retrograde and what's not or whatever. But anyway, number 5, it says consistently inconsistent. It's about the mind. Instability and sheepishly following without question. Don't forsake your truth in service to others. That just got deep real fast. God damn. Mental instability and sheepishly following without question. Don't forsake your truth in service to others. You know what? I'm just saying overall, this y'all got right here. You got to defend your truth. You know what I'm saying? Whatever truth you found, whatever truth you awakened to, you got to defend it. You know? Like a bull. The horns. I'm going to stop now. Love your face. If you're about that extended life, the link is below. Meet me over there on the Vimeo. If not, I still love your face. And I will see you guys sooner than later. You know what I'm saying? Deuces.